welcome to my channel. Welcome guys. I am so excited. I was able to play and create for you guys a different makeup look using this palette. Yes, that's why you see two different eye makeup looks. So on this video we're gonna be testing out the new palette from Natasha Denona. The one is called Peak. This is perfect for the fall or everyday wear. I'm going to show you guys how you could create. Yes, my eyes look different, but that's what I love makeup, because especially like me that I have hooded eyes, they're really small. With makeup you could actually make your eyes pop even more. So I'm going to show you a very easy everyday go-to look like the one you see on this section, and you could just add a pop of this shimmer. There's only one shimmer here, everything else is matte, which I love because you guys could play with so many different colors or different looks playing with the matte shades. So you could guys create this. It was very simple. I only used 2 shades here, but if you want to add a touch of color or shimmer, just use that right on top. This one's the same thing. I use most of the shades on this palette here. You guys could create simple or just a cut crease just using the matte shades here, but you guys could add that touch of a wild side there that you see that I created. And guys, I'm gonna let you know that it wasn't hard to do at all, and if I was able to do it, you guys gonna be able to do it too. So two different techniques here, 2 different techniques here, so almost 4 different eye makeup looks just using one palette, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wanted to show you what is coming for Boxycharm for the month of November. They sent this to me early on, so I am so thankful that I got it early, and I am so impressed how easy you guys could use a makeup look. Very easy, or just go a little bit crazy there, but not so hard, just using one palette, which I love. You're not gonna see it on the video, but I added that touch of shimmer. That shimmer I believe is called Aya. I added that here, and also a little bit on the brow bone. So yes guys, everything that you see here was just with one palette. So let's go ahead and get started. So for this tutorial we're going to be using 2 shades, and the first one we're going to start is the darkest shade in this pan or in this palette, and we're going to use a flat brush. I love a flat brush because I feel like you're able to pack in the product, and that's all we're doing, just packing the product in the lid. And we're using a sweep motion, sweeping upwards just to raise a little bit that shade. Then I'm going to use a blending brush, and we're going to be blending from the lid all the way a little bit higher. And once we finish with blending that, we're going to be packing in the second shade, which is that warmer tone color in the palette. And now that we pack that in, we're going to do the same technique. We're going to sweep and blend that upwards as well. So we have blended both colors together, but because we blended those colors, it did kind of faded a little bit the intensity of the shade. So I'm already packing in the second shade first, blend that in, and now I'm packing a little bit more in the lid of that first shade we used. And now we're just gonna blend that together just to make sure that they meet in the center, and just continue doing this technique. I just did that to make sure that I was happy with how intense it was. So you guys could skip it or just do this once again. Now that we finished with the top, with the flat brush, I'm starting with the darkest shade very close to the lash line, and then I use that second shade that we used, which is the warmer tone, right underneath it. And this is the complete look. Just add some mascara, you could add some eyeliner to give it a little bit more intensity if you guys like, and you guys completed this look. This is how it looks like, just using 2 shades in this palette. Like I mentioned, you guys could just add more or just leave it as is. If you guys want to add a touch of shimmer, all you guys have to do is add that shimmer there. You could continue adding a little bit more of the shimmer, and because you don't see that dark shade again, I'm just adding that just in the corner with the blending brush and just blend it out. And this is a complete look. So guys, I'm going to show you tutorial number 1 with the no shimmer, and then I'm going to show you side by side tutorial 1B with the shimmer, and you guys could see how you could create this look with just 2 or 3 shades. Now let's start with the second tutorial. Well, it will be second tutorial and second B. So what you're gonna be doing is packing this different shade we have not used. It's like the pink tone, and we're gonna do the same thing. Pack that in and just continue packing that in until you see the shade standing out, and then do the same motion, sweeping upwards. And then we're gonna move on to the second shade, which is the warmest tone here, and we're just gonna put that right on top. And we're gonna do the same thing, pack that in, and then brushing that upwards. I feel like I really like this technique because there's sometimes a lot of product that stays in the brush, and doing that you're just using those same product in the lid. So then go ahead and use a blending brush and continue blending that all together and until you're happy with how it looks like. So now we're gonna use one that is also flat, but this one is a lot thinner. And this brush I like because it's thinner, because this is the darkest shade we're going to be using, and that is the darkest shade in the palette. And we're going to do the same thing. Once you pack that in until you like the shade, you do the sweep motion upwards, and then with the blending brush you're going to blend that together until it does look seamless. So once we finish with that, we're going to be using a concealer and a very thin brush to create that cut crease. So go ahead and start stamping that in, creating that line, being very careful, and continue creating that cut crease. I always like to start from almost the middle of the eye and working my way into the inner corner, and just continue applying more concealer to the lid, because you want to make sure that all the shades that you put in the lid, they do stand out more. And so far you will see that we're going to be using every shade of the palette. The shimmer, we're only going to be using it for the brow bone and the inner corner, which I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. So go ahead and work on the cut crease, and I wanted to apply that all the way almost till the end of the lid. So now we're gonna start with the shade we have not used, which is the lightest shade there, and just continue. I love saying this word, packing that in. Just pack that into the first part of the lid, which is the inner corner, and just continue adding that shade in there. Then we're gonna move on with the lightest pink, which is the one that we started. And guys, look at the details, how I am applying this with that same brush that we use to apply the dark shade. Always make sure you clean your brushes before applying any other shade. And then right next to it, we're gonna apply in the same motion that darkest or warmest tone. And now I'm just blending, moving that more towards the inner corner. So then so it looks very seamless. And then we're gonna apply the darkest shade in the outer corner and just continue blending that in. Yeah, sometimes the shades do kind of fade away, so I always go back in and then apply those same shades right on top, and then I blend them a little bit more, and then I continue doing that until I'm happy, or you're able to see like that gradient effect. So now with the small brush, you're gonna go from the lash line, you're gonna start with the darkest shade, and then you're gonna go underneath that lash line, you're gonna go with the medium tone, and then at in the bottom you're gonna go with the lightest tone, working yourself from the lash line all the way to the bottom. And guys, this is how it looks like, only using matte shades. I love how this makeup look came out just using one palette. The only thing we're missing is adding those highlights, using the shimmers to the brow bone. But if you guys want to create that effect that I show you, we're gonna go ahead and use an eyeliner that is white. This is from NYX Cosmetics, and it's so small. I love how precise it is, the tip, and it was really easy to apply. See, no mess, just dab or apply some dots around. And then I'm going to use the Huda Beauty, but you can use any eyeliner you have that it has a very precise tip. And all I did was, instead of going into a circle motion, I just did a line on top of the circle, and then I did a line underneath that same dot of the white dot. So all you're doing is a line on top and a line on the bottom. You're leaving it kind of open, a little gaps open. Sometimes you're creating like a U and you leave like a gap open sometimes, but I did not do any circles, and I love that it's not precise. The ways that the lines come out using the black eyeliner, which gives it that different effect. But I wasn't even going for that effect. I was just trying to do a line like either a parentheses or more like a U, and then I just did 1 or 2 lines in black where there was no other dots. I noticed that there were some spots missing. I needed more of this effect, so I just added 2 more of the white dots, and then I just did the same thing. Sorry guys that it wasn't showing so much on camera when I was doing the black part. Now every time I apply the white or the black, I always stay looking down until the product dry. You want to make sure that it dries completely before you move your lid while you're doing this. So guys, this is how it looks like just completed. As you see, it was pretty easy to do. Here you have 2 different makeup look just with that same technique that I show you. So far we have 4 different techniques. One that is pretty easy, just using 2 or 3 shades, while the other one is using all of the products in this palette or other shades in the palette. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to share different ways you guys could create so many nice makeup looks using one palette. So if you really enjoyed, just give it a thumbs up. If you're new and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Let me know you guys are excited to see this in your Boxycharm for the month of November. So guys, thank you again, and until the next video, bye.